page-like environment. So we will create another single page later where we will use backend databases and all, right? Then you will get a complete clarity on registration, login, how it works in websites. Now, one more important in jQuery you need to understand is about how to work with another concept called jQuery UI. jQuery UI is nothing but, so it is a component library for JavaScript applications. For JavaScript applications, it is a component library. You can say it is component library means it is same like Bootstrap. Bootstrap is also component library only. It is also component library. Bootstrap also a component library. So jQuery is a component library, and Bootstrap is also a component library. But what is advantage of jQuery is it is more simplified than Bootstrap. So actually it is specially built for jQuery. Even Bootstrap also uses jQuery only, but jQuery UI is more simplified than Bootstrap. So that means you can simply say that jQuery UI is more simplified than Bootstrap, but cannot will not provide all components like Bootstrap. Will not provide all components like Bootstrap, means only limited. So that is the reason we have to use both combination of Bootstrap as well as jQuery, right? Because jQuery, certain things it will provide in a simple way. Actually, jQuery UI provides interactions. It provides interactions and it provides widgets. So, and it also provides plugins, interactions, widgets, and plugins. How to use these interactions? Very simple. Let's see how to use this. First, you have to download and install jQuery UI library. And generally, we download and install through NPM. But this you need some extra files which you will not get from NPM. You have to manually download from the website. So it is not available through NPM. It is available through NPM, but some files will be missing. That is the reason better you download from the official website and copy into project. Generally, all we are downloading from NPM package manager. You see here, node npm.js.org. Here I am searching for jQuery UI. You will see jQuery UI is there. Now I open this jQuery UI. You can see jQuery UI. It is showing installation. So npm install jQuery UI. You can install it. It will give you some files. But what is the problem is some CSS files will be missing. That is the reason you have to visit the jQuery UI official page. From there you have to download. Here half installed, half not installed, because these are all third parties now. So that is the reason better download and install complete jQuery UI from website. They have official website jqueryui.com. jqueryui.com. This is the official jQuery UI website. You have to visit this jQuery UI website. In the jQuery UI website, first you have to visit this, and after that download. So UI library. So you see there is a download. There is an option stable download is there. You download the stable latest version. A zip file will come. Then open the zip folder. Copy all these files. Copy all of them. And go to your project location. Or where is our project location? E-shopping na. So D shop, yeah. Here you have to open this location. In node modules, we will create a separate folder, and we will give the name as jQuery UI. In that folder, you paste all those files. So this you have to do. Actually, through npm also we can do, but some files will be missing. Again, we have to search for those files and separately copy them. So better download from here. So you have to download UI library, that is stable version. After that, copy all files from zip folder. Then what you have to do, paste into your project node underscore modules. So keep a separate folder jQuery UI, that is the folder name, right? In that you have to keep all the files. You can give any name for folder. I'm giving jQuery UI. Okay, now our project is ready. So project is ready to use jQuery UI. And in UI, what is the special is, actually it will provide interactions. It will provide interactions. Interactions like we have resizable. We have like movable, that means draggable. We have like sortable. So resizable, draggable, sortable, these are all interactions. So generally, in order to do these kind of interactions, we have to write a lot of logic. You have seen we created a touch. With the touch, I showed you drag and drop image. We use touch move like options, dragging and dropping that. But now, so now see here what we will do. I will add a new file, interactions.html. Observes this how simple it is. First, you need to include two files. First file is jQuery compulsory script source. So it is in node modules jQuery dist jQuery.js. After that, jQuery UI script source node modules jQuery UI, in that jQuery UI.js. And remember, this jQuery UI have a separate CSS also, same like Bootstrap. We will link that. Link relation is equal to style sheet href is equal to node modules jQuery UI. In that jQuery UI CSS is there. You can try this also. Now, what is special here? See, what is the advantage is, see, I'm keeping a picture here. So IMG, so width some 100, height 100, and SRC, it is public images, some image, some a1.jpg, some image. Now observe carefully. This is the image we have. That is the image. Now I want it draggable. Drag and put any place we want. Earlier we have to write a lot of logic for that. But see now, you have to just put a script. That means write your jQuery now, dollar function. In that access the image img dot draggable. That's it. That means image is draggable. Now you can see that image is draggable. You can keep anywhere you want. So simple. Earlier we have to write a logic for that mouse event. So event arguments, X position, client Y position. Just apply one method. That is so simple. Suppose we have option like resizable. Resizable. Resizable means you can see I can drag and adjust the width and height dynamically. It is simply resizable. We can resize. So far, this is just only one option I given. Suppose I say draggable, right? That is draggable. Suppose you see there is an ordered list. In that list item, in that bootstrap, in that CSS, so and in that HTML, in that so JavaScript, something like this. Now observe here we have some items, bootstrap, HTML, CSS, some options are there. See what I am doing. I am accessing dollar and OL ordered list. I will keep it as sortable. When I keep as sortable, then see I can drag and keep this anywhere I want. Background effects, anything you can change. Background color, put like a button, drag and drop the buttons. So that means you can simply move and adjust. It is sortable, directly it is sortable. That is so simple. These kind of interactions are ready-made available. So that's very simple to handle interactions. Right? Just you need to use those words: sortable, draggable, resizable. That's it. Not only that, components also very simple. Like for example, we want accordion. I'm giving 1-2 examples. Others you can try by yourself now. I will show you. So accordion. To design accordion so much complex. We design accordion header, accordion body, accordion collapse, accordion data BS parent, data BS toggle, right? See, now I am using a simple content here. That means I am just using here, I am adding a heading div. So I'm adding a heading. So div, yeah. This div have an ID. ID is topics. In that we have a heading 1. In that heading 1, I just given HTML. And here we keep a div. In that a paragraph. So it is a markup language. Like this I written. After that another heading CSS. Another div. In that paragraph it defines styles for HTML. Like this we are giving. Now we have another heading. So JavaScript. So and div in that paragraph. So it is a language. Like this we define. Usually those all topics looks like this. Huh? They all look like this. Now all are kept in a container called topics. You see, I'm accessing so dollar hash what topics. To that we will give accordion. I'm just applying accordion and you see it is accordion. That means you click, so it's working simple. Now you may ask like, then why you wasted our time in Bootstrap and all, right? Why? Because now how you will customize this? How you'll customize this? That is difficult, na? Because there is no logic for this. Ready-made function they give it. How to customize? It's very difficult to customize. What is advantage of Bootstrap? It allows you to customize. You can change these button styles, you can change the color styles, you can change appearance. Here it is not possible, it is ready-made. And changing the appearance requires lot of again logic. But if you are satisfied with this is enough. So many times we need this, then we don't need to depend on separate Bootstrap. Just you have to use a simple jQuery UI library. It's so simple to handle. Just we need to apply. But remember, jQuery UI, it have to use correct structure. That means under HTML, there must be one div. In that div, you have to put some content. If you miss the architecture, then it will not function properly. That means suppose directly under HTML, you put some topic, then it will misbehave. It will not have same type. For example, I deleted this div. I'm just keeping a paragraph. Then you can see it is okay. Suppose I am just writing below that HTML, I am writing this like a markup language. You see appearance disturbed, right? That means this is not having good appearance and it's not working also now. Here you see it's not working also. So that is the reason it need an organized way. That means under heading, we need a div. In the div, we need a paragraph. Then it will have correct appearance and correct functionality. Appearance and functionality. These are accordion. How to customize? We can customize. We have to use lot of logic. Instead of logic, we can simply manage. If you want to know how to customize, how to use, then you have to go to official website, see the examples and try accordingly. Even models, pop-ups, dialog boxes, everything you will get with a simple method. If you want to customize, then see what to do. Go to the official website. In the website, you see left side, there are widgets. In the widgets, you can see accordion, buttons, date picker, dialog boxes. Now we will select accordion, then it will show accordion. And you see in the accordion, they already given some sample. This is accordion. If you want exactly like this, simple, you can click on view source. And it will give you the code. Which method to apply, how to write, it will give you that. You have to just use that code. Right? But if you want to customize, then you see right side, they give an option, customize icons. Customize icons, sortable like that. I click customize icons, then it will show you how to customize these icons. To customize those icons, it will give another code. You see, you have to write a lot of code. This is not required in Bootstrap now. In Bootstrap, if you want an icon in a button, then what to do? We will just design in UI. You don't need to write any logic for that. In the UI, you will change the toggle button to ordinary button. But here, see, you have to write a condition. If button is this, accordion option is this, put this icon, this much logic. So without customizations, if you are looking for a simple approach, then better you can go with these ones. But sometimes they are not suitable for your requirements. Then you have to use both combination of jQuery UI as well as Bootstrap. You can try this jQuery UI. So see, no need to tell all these here. Just because already you learned Bootstrap, you select which one you want and go to the source and see the logic and try to implement them. Because these are all third parties. Even I tell you today, so after few days it may change, because every few days new versions will come, some new components will come, syntaxes will change. Then you have to update by yourself. You have to check regularly, right? But important, it's very easy for anybody who learned already JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap. Suppose you see date picker. If I want, suppose here we say a div, and here we have a text box. Input type is text, and id is some departure, like this. Now actually already we have date type, input type date. But input type date will not work on every browser. Some browsers don't support. That is the reason what we have do is we can use simple date picker. See, we have to access, so dollar hash, what is it, departure dot date picker, like this. When you apply date picker, automatically you see when I click inside, a date will come. I can choose a date from the calendar, it will store. These kind of simple concepts are available. What you have to do, you can go through them and you can try them. Already we use dialogues, progress bars, sliders. You see slider will be like this. This is the slider. So there will be like you see, what is it, dialogue will be like this. This is alert, like pop-ups we have learned. Here dialogue. But observe here, when we designed model, what happened? Model dialogue, model content, model header, model footer. But here, just very important is, see, in the source they have given here, see, it is a simple div with an id and a title. Id and a title. You don't need even close buttons also. You don't need to design the buttons also. That means, so just you keep here, so a div, so id is chart. So here we will put here a simple data heading, and here we'll say your comments, and below that we will put a text area. So rows as suppose 4, calls as some 30, and below that we have a div and say button post comment, something like this. Now I want this as a pop-up. Then you see it can have a title, and so title I will give as your comments. Suppose heading I will remove. I'm just using a title, your comments. Now that is the chat box. Actually, you see that is the chat box. But simple, what we are doing now, access that dollar, what is it, chat. To that we have to put a dialog method. Automatically it becomes a dialog box. It becomes a dialog box with the title, with the close button. Close button have a functionality. So all these are simple things, right? So now, but the customization will be difficult. That is the reason majority of situations we go with Bootstrap on, because we need customizations, because according to the requirement we need to change. But so I given you few examples. Now you need to try others. So you need to try all others, right? Try designing and using others. So this is one Example I will give. Others you explore by yourself. I will copy this. You can see the source, you can see the options, and you can apply them and you can try them, right? So while working with jQuery, you should know about another concept called jQuery UI. And in that jQuery UI, some plugins are present. Already I told you plugins. Yesterday we learned one plugin, cookies. Cookies is a plugin. By using cookies plugin, we stored the client details and we verified whether he logged in or not. Like that, so many jQuery plugins will be there. For different purpose, plugins will be there. It is not like somebody teaches you those plugins and you will use, because even I teach you some plugin here, your company may not use it. They may be using something else. That is the reason. Example I will show. Based on that, you have to try others, right? I will show you a simple one. Suppose we designed a table grid. Later with the database also we will do that. Actually, one popular question asked for UI people is, can you design a grid? So because while working with backend databases and all, grid is very important. Almost everywhere you need grids. Sometimes these days websites, they ask dashboards. We'd get dashboards. Sometimes you see websites. Have you seen these websites? I posted one website template. Anybody started designing? I posted one website template and asked you to try to design that. Anybody started designing it? Right? So if you finish, you post that. I will check once that if you can design such template, that is very good. Very good, right? Try to design the template. You see, I will show you some websites. That is, yeah, Color Lima, right? You see, these are the website templates. This template I posted to you. So I asked, same like Bootstrap template. Here you see, you can try designing this kind of templates. See the preview and try to design such type of templates. And in this observe here, so these are like you see these are like dashboard. That is like dashboard. Actually, it is like dashboard, gadgets, dashboard. These all contents usually they design by using jQuery. They design these kind of things. Actually, this is not in this, it is not having animation. Some website, what happens is when you open, these numbers will scroll. These numbers will scroll from 0 to 3000 and it will show. These kind of designs all are done by using plugins. jQuery have plugins. These days, several websites, they ask for dashboards, graphs, charts, dashboards. So at the end, we will design one dashboard and try. We will see that. As of now, I will show you one example. Example is carousels and all already we know. No need to explain how to design the carousels. But important is how to create dashboards, how to design grids. These websites all contains lot of templates, right? Ready-made. Actually, we call them as plugins. So how do we design grids? How to create grids and use them? Let's see one example. Means how to use jQuery plugins. So what is a jQuery plugin? Is nothing but plugin is a predefined software. Is a predefined software. So you can so inject into your project and customize according to your requirements. and you can use for various interactions you can use for various interactions. So many types of plugins will be there. So suppose you see websites like stock markets and all, a lot of graphs will be there. They will ask how to design a graph. Suppose some values you mentioned, for that a graph need to be designed. For all of them, plugins will be there. We have to just install the plugin and customize and use them. I will show you one plugin how to use a grid, right? And it's not necessary that every company should use same. Your companies may be using different grids. You have to try to explore and use by yourself. I will show how. Let's do one grid. What is the purpose of grid actually? Example, we will see grid. Grid purpose is it is a table that allows pagination, that allows sorting, that allows filtering, all these. Suppose I need to create a table. In the table I want data, and in that data filtering, sorting, searching I want. Then we have to write a lot of logic. Already we done shopping to filter only products that belong to a category. Then we have to use some logic. But now what is advantage of these plugins? They will give ready-made everything. Just you have to implement that and inject into your project. Let's see how. That means what is the main purpose of grid? It allows pagination, sorting, filtering of data. Let's see. For that you have to search for grids. So go to npmjs.org. In npmjs.org, search for jQuery grid. Don't search only grid, because Angular grids will be there, React grids will be there, jQuery grids will be there, different technology grids will be there. jQuery grid, you can see jQuery grid, so many came. So many are there. You can see hundreds will be there. These are all jQuery grids only. Now in this you see there is an option JS grid. I open this JS grid and you can see what is this JS grid. It says that it is a jQuery plugin. And what is here is, you will see it shows the grid will display like this. That means sample this is. And in that what is there? There is a delete option, edit option. We will try this by using our backend database. In the last example we will see that. First, how to design such divs. You will see all the code required. They will give you all the code here, JS grid. In that all the code they are giving. Means how to customize, from where to get the data, everything. Logic. What we have to do is, we have to read all this. We have to see for which option, what setting you have to set. You want pagination, then what is the setting? You want filtering, then what is the setting? You want to pass data, into which property we need to pass data. All you have to do. That means, remember, even I teach you this, in your company they may not use this. They may use some other grids. These are free grids. Sometimes your companies will use purchased premium grids. Then those syntax are different. Then you have to read and you have to understand and implement. What you know, software companies, KT means knowledge transfer. That means what to do once you are selected. Now before they keep in you in a project, first they will transfer entire knowledge about that project to you. For that nobody will sit and explain. They will give you some documents and say that read them and know about our project. Nobody will sit beside you and explain you the project. They will just give you some documents. In some companies they will give 1 2 months time to understand it. That means 1 2 months you do have no work. Go to office, sit it on your laptop, open the document and read. And because after 1 month, so your project manager will call and he will ask you what you understood, and he will test your skills again. Then he will decide in this project where to keep you, in which role you have to be allocated. That means many times what happens for experienced people, when they go to companies, immediately they will not work. So actually after selecting experienced people, experience sometimes freshers also, so you will not meet project manager immediately. So in MNCs it will take 1 2 months also sometimes. So that first you are selected, you join the company, then your team lead, you are assigned to a team, and that team lead will give you some documents, and he will say that this is our current project, and read these documents and try to understand what is happening here. Then he will give 1 month 2 months time, because based on project size, if sometimes projects are huge, then he will like give you the documents only related to you. You read everything. After reading, you tell the team lead that I am okay now, I understood everything. Then now team lead will forward you to project manager. That means the project manager, now you will meet project manager after 2 months or 3 months. Now project manager, what you will do is, he will ask you what you understood. Then he may ask you what, where you worked previously and all. After that he will ask what you understood about the complete project. So and he may even test you in certain technology skills. And in that if you failed, you are unable to answer and all, your company may send you back from there. That means after working for 2 months, if project manager is not satisfied with your skill levels, then he will say that we don't want him, send him back. Right? That is the reason, until or unless you are assigned to a project, your job is not safe, even after you join a company. That means project manager will check and he will say that okay, so then I will assign this person to this role. And once you are assigned to project to a certain role, now it's okay, now you can start working on that project. If project manager, because you cracked the interview, and somehow you cracked the interview, but project manager is not satisfied because he haven't done the interview, some other technical people done, project manager is not satisfied, he can send back. He will say that no, we don't want this person, he don't have good skills. After 1 2 months you get salary also. That is the reason you must able to prepare documentations, you must able to read documentation and understand the concept. That is very very important in software companies. Nobody will sit beside you and explain, no chance. Just a document is passed to you, read and understand and implement. That is what you have to do. That is the reason you should need good knowledge of understanding where which help we can get. That means this is the problem, where to get help from. So you have to correctly know the locations, then it is easy for you to handle, right? So first you have to read this documentation. You need to understand how it is defined, where it is defined. Okay, let's try this. First they have given installation process. Where is it? Already it is there na right side. Npm install JS grid. Okay, let's install that JS grid. Npm install JS grid. JS grid. Okay. I am installing this JS grid. Okay. After installing JS grid, so you see now here in the help, they have given install the JS grid. Okay. Installation is done. After that, they given you the files to include. Include what are the files? JS grid min.js, min.css, theme.css, min.css. So two CSS files and one JS file you need to include. So let's do that. Let's create a new page. I will say grid.html. Here I will keep, yep. So let's link the files. Remember, in order to use any jQuery, first jQuery must be included. Source, what is it? Node modules, jQuery, dist, jQuery.js. After that, now we will use node modules, JS grid. In JS grid, what is it? Dist. In that JS grid.js. You can use minified file or original file. Better to use original file because we are developing. For deploying, we can use minified. Okay, another, yeah, this is enough. CSS files are required. Link, relation, style sheet, href is equal to node modules, JS grid. In that CSS, JS grid.css. Acha, these files minified are enough. Huh? Then we will include what is it? JS grid. They have, let's see. So node modules, JS grid. Okay, dist. In that JS grid dot min dot CSS. Okay, another file link relation is equal to style sheet href node modules JS grid dist JS theme dot CSS theme dot min dot CSS. Yeah, min dot CSS. We will include these files. Okay. So two CSS files and these files which are required. Okay. After that, now see here, they have given an option. You can see create grid applying jQuery plugin, JS grid with grid. They given this logic, but see lot of confusion. Why confusion? Because, okay, what this means? It is an ID selector. ID selector. Which element it might be? Which element it might be? Grid. We are designing grid. Grid means for a grid, which element will be very good? Table will be very good. Am I right? Table is already having grid style now. Right? You can apply for a div also. You can apply for a div also. But you can apply for a div, you can apply for a table. This is where confusion, because even this document is present. Even this document is present. It may not be clear. Because this document is prepared by somebody like you only. And sometimes he may miss small points which are risky for learner. For a learner, it is confusion. For an experienced person, he will try all techniques. But for a learner, he will stop here. He can't understand where to apply. What is this idea? But as a little bit experienced in the technology, now we know that you can apply this. You are trying grid means you can apply to the any container which can show rows and columns. So what we will do is here we will create I will put a heading. So this is grid demo. I will create a div. I will create a simple div. To this div ID, I will give as grid. Okay. Now this div is changed into a grid. How it will change into a grid? For that, you need to write the logic. So what is the logic? We have to write a script. In that, what we have to use? Function. In that, we need to access. What is it? Hash. What is it? Grid. How to apply JS grid? You see what is the method they applied? JS grid. That means we need to apply JS grid. And this JS grid contains some settings. If you want to know what all settings it have, you can scroll down. You will see all the settings list they will give here. All the settings list they will give here. And what is the type also in the bracket they are giving? Type is false, means it is Boolean. It is Boolean. And see, they given some sample here. You can see some sample is here. You can see some sample is here. At the top, you see this is the basic sample. Now in this, observe carefully, height, width, filtering, editing, sorting, paging, all these are set to true. That means what I will do temporarily, I will copy this. So whatever is there, I will copy this. Okay. And here, I will paste them in this. So let's paste them in this. I'm pasting all that information into this. Right? To make it simple for you to understand, I'm writing here. What is the option available? Width. Width, how much? 100%. Okay. Next option, what is available? Height. Height is height. Suppose is some 400 pixel. 400 pixel. Okay. Next. Next, you see filtering, editing, sorting, paging. These are the properties. Remember, you have to use the properties in the same capitalization also. In the same capitalization, you have to use. That means what is that? Filtering. Okay, filtering you want true. Another one is sorting. Sorting also true. What else you have? Editing. Editing also true. We have paging, paging also true. Okay, all these are set. Now next, they are asking data. So data. Now you know, for a grid, data comes in a tabular form. In a tabular form means data is an array of objects. You can bring the data from any API and use, or we can directly put some data. Roughly, I will put some data. Later, we will bring from API. Here, I will put some data. So data means it is an array of objects. It have name, some Samsung TV. It have price. Price is some number. It have like stock. Stock is like Boolean, true or false. Like this, I define. Okay. Like this, I will add one more record. So name some Nike casuals. So we have price. Price is some price. And we have stock. So is false. Something like this we define. Okay. After defining the data, this is the data. Actually, they mentioned the data somewhere from source. Currently, we are directly defining. See, there is another option, fields. Fields means for this data, what are the fields? You have to write fields. Fields. Fields is an array of objects. What are the fields in our current data? 3 fields are there. One is name, another one price, another one stock. And see for that what they given. What is the field name? What is the field data type? And how much width you want? Understood? That means now what we have to do. So field name. Name means field name. Field name is what? Name. That is product name. After that, type. Type means data type. Data type is what? So how they given data type? Data type is text. Text means string. Another one, what they have given, width. Width, how much? It is a number. Suppose I given some same like 150. That is okay. Next, another field. What is the another field we have? Price. What is the type of this field? It is a number type. So, and how much width you want, we define. Some width, also some 100, like this I define. Okay. Next, another field. That means we need to define another field. Field name. Field name is what? Stock. Stock. What is the type of stock? Boolean. But here it tells that in which control I should show. Is it a number control? Is it a text control? Type means element type. In which element type we need to display? Element type is what? Checkbox na. It is stock is a checkbox na, true or false. And you see they given checkbox. Checkbox. That means we have an option. What is it? Checkbox. And after that, they will give all the list of types in the notes. You scroll down in the notes, they will mention for this type you have to use. They will mention all the list. You have to read them and apply. Okay. And for the checkbox, they have another. What is it? Title. Title is in stock. I am defining. And for checkbox, they have given other options. Sorting, true, false, like that we have defined. Right? That is okay. Now this is enough. These are the options we define. Now observe carefully here. These are the options defined for this grid. And you run this and see, and you can see grid looks like this. That is a ready-made grid. It looks like a tabular form, right? And very important here is, you see, I click on it, it works sorting. I click on the price field, automatically it sorts the price. I click on it, it will sort the price. So I click here, you see, sorting will be there. I can sort by name, I can sort by price. And remember, this is not finished. A lot of other options are there. I want filtering, I want searching. Suppose you click here and I am typing something, so I can display only those details. For that, what we have to do, we need to add filtering, editing, deleting, so many things. Still, we haven't added that. We just added only a grid. And in this grid, by default, it is doing sorting. Observe carefully in the help, they have given so many other options. So what is it? They given type. What is that? One more last one is there. What is the last one? So we have type. Type as what? So what type they given? Controller. Type is control. So control type we have added. You can see now controls added. That means these controls are like edit control. This is like delete. This is like searching. Right? Filtering. So I click on that. I click on that. It should work. Right? And I click on edit. It opens in edit mode. After editing, I click, suppose I change it to 46,000. I click on the tick, it is 46,000. That means it is changing. So it is changing. These controls are working. Earlier, we have to design like this. And I click on cancel, I click on delete, then it says, are you sure? And I say, okay, that is deleted. Already such things we done in JavaScript. I asked you to implement that functionality in shopping. Now for that we need to write a lot of logic, but now plugins are ready-made. These plugins are enough. These plugins are ready-made. And remember, I am showing only one grid. Like that, different grids will be there. with different designs, different effects, different functionalities. So many grids will be there. We can use different types of grids and we can implement them. We can implement. So you need to try such grids. And first, you should read the contents. You should see the examples what they given. Based on that, you have to implement. So this is the example just for to make you understand grid. First, what we have to do, npm install, what is it? JS grid. So save. After that, this is some page, grid.html. This is the code. I'm just using the code for that here. Now, similarly, you try some other grids here. You see, suppose you can try one more here, jQuery graphs, or I will tell you best example. We created shopping cart products. Now, one task I will give you try. For every product, there must be a barcode. Understood? Every product we are displaying price, we are displaying photo, we are displaying rating, but every product there must be a barcode. Now the challenge is how barcodes are created. So for that you have plugins, jQuery plugins. For example, let's say jQuery barcode, jQuery barcode. You see, jQuery barcode, you see, a JavaScript library for generation of barcodes. This is a barcode library. So remember, one for creating barcodes, one for reading barcodes. There will be different options. Huh? So this is directly jQuery barcodes. Yeah, I select this here. You can see they will give a library like this. This is the barcode library. Now what you have to do, you see how to put that and how to use it. They will show you the process. Right? They will show you the process, the sample barcode, how to create. So that means you have to configure such things. This is the logic you have to write. That means what you have to do is get that and display the barcodes. And they will give you the options. So how to set the effects, options, and define them. So yeah, these are all the examples you can see. That means to generate a barcode, they are saying that you need a canvas. Later I will show you canvas, we will discuss. I told you, SVG canvas, we have to learn them with the help of jQuery. JavaScript jQuery, that is helpful. Okay. Now see here, you see simple barcode. For printing a barcode, so what you have to do, you have in jQuery, you have to use this logic, EAN and some number. EAN and some number. Let's try this. First important is, where is it? So I will put a photo here. Let's say example barcode.html, and here what we will do, we'll create a simple div. So image, so or I will give a element like figure, right? So figure, and in that image source, public images, some courses like we have, okay, some AD, E1, E2, something, right? And width 100 and height 100, like this we given. And below that we have a div or a paragraph here. And ID is some code, okay? Now you see, this is the image we are having. Just we are having an image. Now I want a barcode. First we have to install the barcode plugin. How to install the barcode plugin? We have to use npm install. What is that plugin name? So the plugin name is jQuery EAN 13. jQuery EAN hyphen EAN 13. 13 save. jQuery EAN 13 save. Okay. And what is the files they ask to include? One is min.css. Yeah, EAN13 min.css. Okay, so we have to script. Script source is equal to first node modules jQuery. So dist jQuery.js after that. So we have to include node modules jQuery EAN13 in that dist. So EAN13.js. Okay, after that, what they mentioned? They mentioned that so you have to use a canvas, not a paragraph. So that means to display this, we have to use a canvas. Canvas. You have to use a canvas element. Canvas is an element which is used for displaying drawings, diagrams. Right? To display diagrams, we need a canvas element. What is the canvas name? Code. Okay. And you can see you have to test whether canvas is working or not. Right? That means what you have to do? You have to write a simple your browser not supporting canvas. That message we have to do, because canvas is an additional plugin. It should display that. Currently it is not showing that message, means it is working. Okay, canvas works. Okay, in the canvas we need to display. That means what we have to do? Script. So dollar function, in that we have to access dollar hash. What is it? Code. In that EAN, what is it? What is it? EAN, right? EAN13 and some code. Okay. How many digits code? 12 digit code. Huh? EAN13 and how many digits? 12 digit. So 987654321101112. Like this 12 digit code I am writing here. And you can see here the barcode is not there. Some inspect. Some error is there. Let's check console. Not a function. Why? Let's check. What is the name they have given? EAN13 only. So this is properties are there. Number false, prefix false. What is the file to include? Let's check. EAN13.min.js. jQuery also given. One more file also included. What is it? Script source is equal to node modules jQuery EAN dist jQuery EAN.js. It is working fine. Huh? One file is missing, right? That is working fine. That means you see this is the next line. we defined, and that image have a barcode. So let's put a style. So style, so canvas. So width is 100 pixel. It is fine. That means for the product, it is showing a barcode. Right? We are generating one barcode for that. Right? Now, is this barcode working for you? So there must be reader na. There must be some program written for reading the barcode and returning the barcodes. We just created a program for generating barcode. For creating and doing that, we need another one, right? So this is a simple example. So this is another simple example of barcodes. Barcode. So this is an example for barcode. So you need to install one plugin. What is the plugin? npm install jQuery EAN 13. That is the plugin. Right? Then it will generate a barcode for you and it will display. Right? So these kind of plugins are asked in companies. Sometimes they ask QR code. That means you said book a ticket. After ticket is booked, a QR code must be generated. That means a QR code must be generated. So you see here, suppose I am searching jQuery QR code. Is there a plugin for QR code? There is a QR code also. So scanner detection, you see QR code generator. You have to search for such plugins and you need to define. You can see this is a plugin for QR code, but unfortunately, remember some points here. What happens is sometimes some plugins may not work properly. Then you can't complain that it is not working because these are all third parties. So if they are not working properly, some issues are there. You have to read the details first. You need to understand what limitations are there for that, and you have to implement within the limitations. Right? So you have to try such plugins. First, you try this QR code and barcodes and grids, right? That is, then later we can implement in other examples, right? This is all you need to understand about jQuery plugins, right? Now, once you know the jQuery plugins, now we need to use jQuery for interacting with the backend. We have learned only get method. Now we need to learn post. That means now we need to start understanding. In the backend, we will learn how to create database, how to write server-side logic, communicating with the database, creating APIs by our own, how to handle them. That we will see in next session. Right? So tomorrow we are going to start